Yeah, I don't.
Right. You like right? Right.
Yeah.
It was Shalom, right? It's the ID. So that, so share link.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see, let's see. There's only one side. Let's send this to link. Right. Right. She's supposed to see it, you know. Look at my life. Right. There we go. Right. Yeah, Shalom Israel, Shalom Yahweh Shabbat to my brothers, to my sisters, Shalom Yahweh Shemar, the Tan Bashim Yahushai, Peace and Officer Galawan, this is the I.S.U.P.K, under Commanding General Yohanna right here in Trinidad and Tobago. Alright, so, right, you go in the book of Tobit. Good, so today we're going to go into the book of Tobit. Right, and to talk about on Simius, Asmodeus. Right, you just want to understand Tobit a little bit about what he was talking about. And you know that demon that has been on some of our women today. You understand? The height of the level of violence that is on a woman. Who demon has her is in love with her. I don't know, all are supposed to know that. Right? I don't know the level of violence that this demon have in other women. All are supposed to know that, right? Again, we're going to clear up all that once you come here, I.S.U.P.K, we're going to show you how to get rid of that demon that is in your woman or your wife today. Alright? So Alright, so in the book of Tobit, give me Tobit 1 and 1.
2 and 1.
Yeah.
Cancel after. Just 1 minute.
Yeah, no sweat.
The book of Tobit, chapter 1 and verse 1. The book of the words of Tobit, son of Tobiel, the son of Aniel, the son of Aduel, the son of Gabiel, of the seed of Asiel, of the tribe of Naphtali.
Right, of the tribe of Naphtali. So Tobit was an Israelite from the tribe of Naphtali. Naphtali today is biblically which part again? Naphtali. That is from Argentina to Chile.
Okay.
Right, the tribe of Naphtali. Right. So today, if Tobit was with us today, he would have been from those brothers and then from Argentina to Chile. All right. Yeah, go ahead. Continue with 2.
Verse 2. who in the name of Enemasar, king of the Assyrians, was led captive out of I.S.U.P.K, which is at the right hand of that city, which is called properly Naphtali, in Galilee above Aser. Verse 3.
That is, and the king is say, Enemasar,
king of the Assyrians,
right.
who in the time of Enemasar, king of the Assyrians.
Right, king of the Assyrians, right? So that is if you go to the Old Testament, that is Shalmaneser, is the same thing, right? In the Apocrypha, it just has some names or just translated a little bit different. But that is Shalmaneser, right? The king. Right? So yeah, go ahead, verse 3.
Verse 3. I told it, I've walked all the days of my life in the ways of truth and justice. And I did many alms deeds to my brethren and my nation who came with me to Nineveh, right, in the land of the Assyrians.
Right. So yeah, the truth and justice. Right? That is what he was talking about, truth and justice. So truth and justice, that is how the UPK does walk today. Right? Other people don't have the truth. Right? Nobody else in the world has the truth. Right? And once they have the truth in you, you would want justice for the crimes that was done to your people. Right? Once you have the truth in you, you would want justice for the crimes that was done to your people. Nobody else has the truth in the earth today right now except the men in the I.S.U.P.K. Yeah, verse 4.
Verse 4. And when I was in my own country, in the land of Israel, being but young, all the tribe of Naphtali, my father, fell from the house of Jerusalem, which was chosen out of the tribes of Israel, that all the tribes sacrificed there, where the temple of the habitation of the Most High was consecrated and built for all ages.
Right. So, okay. Well, what was going on here is Tobit was just explaining how his father started to worship Baal, and he fell from Israel. And Tobit alone was keeping the laws, and not his father. Right. His father had some followers. They end up falling off the Most High laws and started follow idols, Baal. Right. That's like what the Christian church and others do. I think Baal was a weather god. He was a weather god. Right, but that's what he was just explaining when they keep reading down, right? So jump down to verse 9. See until yeah, go to verse 9 to all.
Furthermore, when I was come to the age of a man, I married Anna of my own kindred, and of her I begot Tobias.
Right, so Tobit now, he ended up marrying a woman named Anna of his own kindred, right? Because, of course, that's a law in the Bible to only marry inside a race. Right? They can't marry outside a race. Right? Right, that was a law in the scriptures. Right? And then he had a son named Tobias. All right, yeah, good.
Verse 10. And when we were carried away captives to Nineveh, all my brethren and those that were of my kindred did eat of the bread of the Gentiles. But I kept myself from eating. Verse 12. Because I remember the Most High with all my heart.
Right, so again, of course, he alone was keeping the laws, but his father and his father followers was not keeping the laws. They were worshiping Baal. So they was eating, of course, any kind of thing. They was eating shark, shrimp, pork. But Tobit, he was keeping the laws. So when they bring the food for him, he was like, nah, I can't eat those food, what is unlawful. Right? Yeah, good.
Verse 12. Salakia, verse 13. And the Most High gave me grace and favor before Enemasar, so that I was his brevier.
Right, and the Most High gave him grace and favor before and Manasseh, right, which is in the Old Testament is Shalmaneser, right, and so that I was his preview. It have a precept for that now because Tobit he kept the law and only eat lawful food. God gave him favor before and Manasseh the king, right? You all know the precept for that. Anybody know that? The precept found, yeah, that was something what we just read. The Lord gave him favor because he kept the law. The Lord gave him a favor. Have a precept for that. Anybody know it?
Yeah, SHALAM, YAHANNA.
Yeah. Right, the precept for that is in Proverbs 16 and 7. Proverbs 16 and 7.
And the book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and verse 7. When a man ways pleaseth the Most High, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him.
Right. So when a man ways pleaseth the Lord, even his enemies just be at peace with him.
Right.
Right. That will happen here with Tobit. Because Tobit was keeping the law, even his enemies and all was at peace with him. Right. That's why because this king here, and Manasseh, he was pleased with Tobit because why? Tobit was keeping the laws of God, and God was pleased with it. Right? So when a man's ways please the Lord, even his enemies does be at peace with the Lord. Right? And read to again now, what's in name? So
The book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and verse 7. When a man's way pleaseth the Most High, he maketh even his enemies be at peace with him.
Right, so the king who was his enemy was at peace with him because why? Tobit was keeping the laws of the Most High. Right? Okay, that was let me see. Okay, yeah, yeah, where yeah, it was okay, it was reading verse 13.
13. Last verse.
Okay, go down to 15.
All right, come on. The book of Tobit, chapter 1 and verse 15. Now when Manasseh was dead, Sennacherib, his son, reigned in his stead, whose estate was troubled, that I could not go into Media.
Right. So now Manasseh, he had died now. So his son ended up reigning when he had died. Go ahead.
And in the time of Manasseh, I gave many alms to my brethren, and I gave my bread to the hungry. Verse 17.
Right. So now in this time, our brethren was when we read on, we could see it, right? At this time, our brethren was getting killed, and we was not allowed to bury them. But it was our custom to bury our brothers and sisters if we see them dead in the streets. Right? So as we read on, we're going to see it. So go ahead.
Verse 17. And my clothes to the naked. And if I saw any of my nation dead or cast about the walls of Nineveh, I buried them. Verse 18. And if the king of Sennacherib had slain any when he was come and fled from Judea, I buried them privily. For in his wrath he killed many, but the bodies were not found when they were sought for of the king.
Right. So again, Tobit, he was a just man. Right? Tobit being a just man, he was burying the dead bodies that he saw, the dead Israelite bodies that he saw, because the king was killing them, right? But eventually he ended up, after a while, he ended up getting in trouble for that now. Right? So yeah, go ahead, you know.
Verse 19. And when one of the Ninevites went and complained of me to the king, that I buried them and hid myself, understanding that I was sought for to be put to death, I withdrew myself for fear.
Right? So eventually he ended up getting into trouble for it, because he was a just man. He wanted to bury all the bodies that the king was killing. Right? So go across the somebody else could give me Tobit chapter 2 verse 3. Tobit chapter 2. Yeah, go ahead, Tazo.
Was Tobit before the time of Jonah, and this is why Jonah had like a thought, or he had something against Nineveh because of this, because he tried to get Tobit like that's not. So you notice how the Ninevites start really trying to do something good, and they tried to kill him, and he had that kind of tension between them, or he had this kind of disdain for him.
Tobit was before I'm about to find out that one. Tobit was before who is it?
Jonah.
Jonah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
I'm gonna find out the timeline for it. I mean, who are we there? Tobit chapter 2 verse 3.
Book of Tobit 2 and verse 3. But he came again and said, Father, one of our nation is strangled and is cast out in the marketplace.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well. Right. Okay. Read from verse 1. Yeah.
Book of Tobit 2 and verse 1. Now when I was come home again, and my wife Anna was restored unto me, with my son Tobias, in the feast of Pentecost, which is the holy feast of the 7 weeks. There was a good dinner prepared me,
Right.
in,
Go ahead.
in the which I sat down to eat.
Right. So there was going to have a feast at the Lord, right? Go ahead.
Verse 2. And when I saw abundance of meat, I said to my son, Go and bring what poor man whatsoever thou shalt find out of our brethren, who is mindful of the Most High, and lo tarry for thee.
Right. So you was going to have a feast at the Lord. Then Tobit say, you know what? Got plenty food here. Right. Just like when we having our feast days here. You know, we just cook food. You know, have a good time. So Tobit now having a feast at the Lord with his wife, his son. So there's plenty food here. He say, you know what? Go and look for some a poor Israelite person outside here, who poor and had a zeal for the Lord, and bring them in. Right? So they had a feast with them. Right? So yeah, go ahead.
Verse 3. But he came again and said, Father, one of our nation is strangled and is cast out in the marketplace.
So he didn't see nobody in the nation, because all of them outside might be doing work for the heathens and them. Right? Nobody didn't have time to have a feast for the Lord. But, you know, we were pressed. We going outside there, we working for the heathens. Right? So, continue, verse 4.
Verse 4. Then, before I had tasted of any meat, I started up and took him up into a room until the going down of the sun.
Right.
Verse 5. Then I returned and washed myself
and ate my meat in heaviness.
All right, because you're feeling sad, you know, it had nobody, didn't have time for the feast day. You know, just in captivity and just doing work for the heathen. We didn't have time. Go ahead.
Remembering that prophecy of Amos, as he said, your peace shall be turned into mourning, and all your mirth into lamentation.
All right, so that was a prophecy that Amos had said, right? Nobody, it could be mourning. You know, when you're having your feast, you're supposed to be having a good time, you know, smiling, enjoying the feast day, enjoying the Passover, you know, enjoying the feast of first fruits. Supposed to be enjoying these feast days, but instead, Tobit realized nobody didn't have time to celebrate the feast day because in captivity. The heathens are doing the work for them. You understand? We can't come in and have a feast day. So it was a sad day, it was a depressing day from Tobit. Right? Yeah, let me have verse 7.
Verse 7. Therefore I wept, and after the going down of the sun, I went and made a grave and buried him.
All right, yeah, that was going to something else. But yeah, remembering this with the prophecy of Amos, right? You have to always remember something. Tobit, he had that brotherhood in him. So he was sad and he was depressed. Right? Tobit, he was sad and depressed because he had brotherhood. He wanted to celebrate the feast days with his brothers and them. He couldn't do it. Right? So that is why he was sad. Right? Go ahead.
Yeah. To the question that Officer Dazo asked, I believe Captain Kataza did do it in our brother class, concerning the time Jonah and Tobit. You know what? Jonah was before that now, before Tobit. So because now the destruction and Nineveh now, it came after. It didn't happen at the time that Jonah was sent to prophesy to
Jonah was before.
Yeah, and it didn't Tobit. I think in the last chapter where you know Tobit, you know, witness the destruction and
Right. That's why you hear that?
Yeah, that's it. Come on, again.
Yeah. Or you want that date, or you just want to know who was before, or you wanted that date or something? You just want to know who was before.
Yeah, it was before. So this is why Jonah had a port, or you know, he had he take offense in the environment because or they would have treated Tobit in this situation.
No sweat.
That's it.
Oh,
so listen. This totality as well about which so the story makes it up, right? When the people had when they tell them Tobit, right? Try to sell them out to China, they kill them, right? That was Israelites in Nineveh, or the people in Nineveh of manipulation?
Agora, read it. You know the scripture itself? You read it at the end of the
Oh, say again, sir.
Yeah. Once I finish up, we go. Just give me the scripture and we go read it and see.
All right,
Is verse 3, yeah, chapter 3. Tobit chapter 3, verse 7. Yeah, so
read that, sir?
yeah. Who am I? Tobit chapter 3, verse 7.
This is book of Tobit chapter 3 and verse 7. It came to pass the same day that in Ecbatane, a city of Midian, Sarah, the daughter of Raguel, was also reproached by her father's maids. You know? Oh,
Yes, sir. Just on looking for the scripture here too.
Alright, that's the stuff.
Right, yeah, go ahead. No, real verse 7, yeah, sorry.
I.S.U.P.K. Book of Tobit, chapter 3 and verse 7. It came to pass the same day that in I.S.U.P.K, a city of Media, Sarah, the daughter of Raguel, was also reproached by her father's maids.
Right. Anybody understand what I mean by that? Anybody understand what I mean by that? This, what we're going to read here now, is talking about Asmodeus, right? That's what we're going to talk about, the demon. But anybody understand this part here, especially when it says reproached by her father's maid? Anybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I remember right, this is the story of the sister who was plagued by the demon Asmodeus.
Right.
And she had she was, we call this thing, she was bipolar. She was bipolar, and the second wasn't allowed, well, they died when she was took out, right? And they didn't get a chance to spend a life with her, but two now. Being a man of the Most High, he came and saw the situation, and I got with regard to the approach of the maids and them was teasing her because she was bipolar.
Right, I said there was teasing her. Let's say reproach, like teasing. So the maids made fun of Sarah because of all the men that she killed that was supposed to marry her. Right? And you know, women in that aspect could be very cruel. Right? A woman will find some opportunity or every opportunity to ridicule somebody, right, to make themselves feel better.
Right.
Right? So that was going on here. So yeah, continue that though.
So verse 8. Because that she had been married to 7 husbands, whom Asmodeus, the evil spirit, had killed.
Right? Whom Asmodeus, the evil spirit, has killed. That is something to pay attention to there. She did not kill them.
Right.
It was the evil spirit. It was the demon Asmodeus. Right. So you know when you find, you know, why his wife always hitting me, boy, you know, or why she's so violent, or in this case, you know, why she's strangling me so much. Right. Just have to know that it's not your wife, it's a demon in her, and it's the demon you have to fight. Right, the demon you have to fight, right? Asmodeus, because he loved her and he didn't want nobody else to be with her. He wanted she to be as we. Demons had different names today. We just call our demon different names. Right? Not knowing that the name that we see is a demon. Right? As you just mentioned, there's schizophrenia. That is a demon. Loneliness is a demon. This demon wanted her to be lonely so that he could have her for himself. Right? So loneliness is a demon. Of course, we call it many names, but it's all right. So I'm here. I'm sorry to argue verse.
Chapter 3 verse 8. Because that she had been married to 7 husbands, whom Asmodeus, the evil spirit, had killed before they had lain with her.
Before they had lain with her, meaning before they even had sex. She used to kill them. The demon used to kill them. Go ahead.
That's it. Dost thou not know, said they, that thou hast strangled thy husbands? Thou hast had already 7 husbands, neither was thou named after any of them.
We had a verse 8, right?
That's the end of verse 8.
Right, the end of verse 8, right. Give me somebody give me Proverbs 7 and 26. Proverbs chapter 7, verse 26.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 7 and verse 26. For she hath cast down many wounded, yea, many strong men have been slain by her.
Right. Many strong men have been slain by her, right? So there's some woman out here, you know, they will hurt you. You know, like you thinking you're a big strong man, you know, nothing could hurt you. Until you meet this, Delilah. Until you meet this Delilah, then you can realize now, even though I big and strong here, but have somebody out there who would hurt me. You know, the Lord, he have a way to, he just give you the type of woman that you have, right? The woman that you have now, the Lord gave you that woman. Whether she's a violent woman, whether she's a, a child of the Lord gave you that type of woman. You want to be a whoremonger or you want to have sex with some woman and then shush you away. Well, the Lord going to give a woman like this, right? If it's a sinner, the Lord going to give an evil woman. Basically, that is a woman, right? Right. Yeah, that was it in verse. We are talking in the Torah.
Chapter 3 and verse 8. Because that she has been married to 7 husbands, whom Asmodeus the evil spirit had killed, before they had lain with her. Dost thou not know, said they, that thou hast strangled thine husbands? Thou hast had already 7 husbands. Neither was thou named after any of them.
Right, neither was thou named after any of them, because, as I said before, she didn't have sex with none of them. The demon had loved her. The demon wanted her for himself and nobody else. He wanted her to be lonely. Right? Yeah, go on, continue.
So verse 9. Wherefore dost thou beat us for them? If they be dead, go thy ways after them. Let us never see of thee either son or daughter.
Neither son or daughter, right? That was the image, right? But sometimes they have a lot of women who just wonder why they're lonely today. And they just wonder why they can't find a man, or why they want to, why they're having so much problems in their relationship, right? Why they can't find a man that is compatible for them, right? The reason is because of this demon that you have inside of you, Asmodeus, right, in you, right? And that demon is making you lonely so that he could have you all for himself. That is why this thing that you're lonely, why you can't find somebody compatible, is because you have a demon in you, right? In this that verse 9 that I just read, that was the woman making fun of her, right? Making fun of her, that was mocking her, until Sarah now, she starts to act out on them. She starts to attack them, right? Because of the torment that the woman was putting her through. Right, so yeah, go ahead.
So verse 10. When she heard these things, she was very sorrowful, so that she thought to have strangled herself. And she said, I am the only daughter of my father, and if I do this, it shall be a reproach unto him, and I shall bring his old age with sorrow unto the grave.
Yeah, that's right. So now they was making so much fun of she now until she wanted to kill her own self. Right? Of course, that is a sin in the Bible, right? Taking your own life. But they decided to make so much fun of her, they decided to mock she, torment she. Right? That is just how today it have like that. Some people just get so much peer pressure. They just feel so ashamed and embarrassed. They want to jump off the building. They want to kill themselves. That is what Sarah was going through. She was going through a hard time with these other women making fun of her because she was killing her husband, all her husbands, and then that, well, the men who she was supposed to be with. Was making so much fun of her, she wanted to kill herself, right? But now, as you just read Tazwa, there's a time, right? At that time, women had cared about their father, what their fathers had taught. Women had actually cared about what their fathers had taught. Right? And read it over again and tell us what's
That's I said. When she heard these things, she was very sorrowful, so that she thought to have strangled herself. And she said, I am the only daughter of my father, and if I do this, it shall be a reproach unto him.
Right, so she was thinking about her father now. I could kill myself now. But if I do this, it will be a reproach unto my father. Because there was a time when women had cared about what their fathers had taught. There was a time when daughters had cared about what their fathers had taught.
Right.
You know, and if you truly love your father, you would not shame him. You understand? So she was thinking about what her father would have taught. Right? You know, if you let your father, you know, if you really love your father, you know, you would really let your father choose the right man for you. Right? And there was a point in time when women had actually cared about what their father had taught, instead of, you know, shaming their father and going on social media, making twerk videos and being a whore out of themselves. You know, daughters today, you know, children today, they don't really care about what their father think. They don't really care about it. Now I see all those videos on social media going up, those music videos. Every music video now, some woman must be having, right, shaming their father. Right? But at that time, woman had actually cared about their father. She knew that was a sin, and if I kill myself, it will be a reproach unto my father. So I ain't gonna shame him like that. So I won't kill myself. I'm thinking about it. But
She would have killed herself. Because of how dread that demon is, and you can see it with them sisters today. You know, the way they really think and they really, you know, assume, you know, assess things. They do, and as they say there, they really don't care because the society doesn't beat down the value of a man. So it's like, where is he to me? You know, if the world sees him as worthless and they already done, you know, the first thing they look at is this man, you know, he had no value to me, why should respect him? And all these events, he making no money, you know, he ain't doing this and one, you know, he all over the place on like that honorable thing because he taking on a regular man.
right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, that is itself. Right. But back then they already had that interest, but now they didn't care what their father think. So they didn't know all kind of evilness to shame their father. Right? All kind of evilness. We was at 10, let me verse 11.
That's it. Book of Tobit chapter 3 and verse 11. Then she prayed toward the window and said, Blessed art thou, O Most High, my power, and thine holy and glorious name is blessed and honorable forever. Let all thy works praise thee forever.
Right? So she praying now to the Lord. She wanted to shame she father, but she feeling this bad way because she being tormented by these other women. So she praying to the Lord now. Right? So go ahead.
So verse 12. And now, O Most High, I set mine eyes and my face toward thee. Verse 13. And say, Take me out of the earth, that I may hear no more the reproach. Verse 14. Thou knowest, O Most High, that I am pure from all sin with man.
Okay. Go ahead.
Verse 15.
Right, then we have to almost always understand to Sarah, she was not an evil woman.
Right.
She was Sarah wasn't evil, but the demon in her making her kill all the men that before they even had sex with her. Right? Go ahead.
That's verse 15. And that I never polluted my name, nor the name of my father, in the land of my captivity.
Right.
I am the only daughter of my father.
Right, so she never polluted her name, right? Nor the name of her father. Right? When you again, as I said, videos today, women is polluting their name. Right? Watching videos like where's this singer Cardi B? Right, and them mother, you all know who it is. All I know who the singers and them who it is. Right? Nicki Minaj, all of them. They're polluting their name and their father's name. Right? They're shaming their father's house. Right? But back then again, women they cared for their father. So you know, they won't do them kind of things. If it was in music videos, even long time ago,
Right.
you don't have all of those rudeness and half naked videos in it. Right? But you know, songs they're singing now, is there some whores in this house? Some whores, you understand? I mean, back then they didn't have them kind of songs. I think when they have now started off rapping, there was actually rapping songs biblically. I think that's how it was, no? You used to rap songs biblically, they used to be singing songs. But now it's going through. So women today, they're polluting their name in the music videos that they're doing today. Right? So yeah, continue on Tazo.
So, verse 15. I am the only daughter of my father, neither had any child to be his heir, neither any near kinsman, nor any son of his alive, to whom I may keep myself for a wife. My 7 husbands are already dead, and why should I live? But if it please not thee that I should die, command some regard to be had of me, and pity taken of me, that I hear no more reproach. Verse 16. Answer, read on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Answer. Verse 16. So the prayers of them both were heard before the majesty of the great power.
Who was that? The prayers of them both. Who was that who was talking about it?
So like I said,
Go ahead.
if I still take a guess, talking about Asmodeus as well, the sister Anne Asmodeus.
It was the Sarah, yes,
Right.
and somebody else.
Or so like I said, to it, but I didn't see what to it. I probably was talking about to the prayer.
Yeah, it was Tobit and Sarah, but why Tobit was praying? Why he was saying a prayer? What was the reason Tobit was saying? You understand why Sarah was saying a prayer?
Right.
She want to get rid of that demon in she. But why Tobit was praying? What did he wanted? Anyway, continue to read. Yeah, go ahead.
And that's something with his sight or something like that.
Yes, with his sight. Right? A sparrow, I think, put down in his eyes.
Oh, so like I said,
Go ahead.
that was if I'm mistaken, that was Tobias. That was separate and
Nah, yeah, that was Tobit.
Okay, so
That was
Tobias
Tobit.
two eyes then.
Say that again?
So Tobias two eyes and Sarah.
No, remember Sarah was for Tobias.
Right. Okay.
Sarah was for Tobias. She had 7 husbands.
Right.
Well, 7 men that was going to be with her. All of them dead. Then the Lord gave she Tobias, which was Tobit's son.
Oh, okay. I think
Right? Yeah.
Also, Tobit and Anna is well.
Yeah, Anna was Tobit's wife.
Oh, okay. Because I know Tobit is the one that the best one is island, and the high father take a woman's work. Like Anna.
Yeah.
Transfer.
Right.
All right.
So yeah, so that was Tobit was praying for to be healed
so
from. I believe he had get blind. I believe it was
Transfer.
when the bird had put down in his eyes.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, like I said, let's not follow this story properly, right? So Tobias was praying. Tobit was praying for his son Tobias.
No, Tobit was praying for himself so he could see now. I think he had get blind.
All right, that's
He was praying to see.
All right.
Right. That what it is. I will get the scripture. It's somewhere. I think it's somewhere in verse 2. I believe it is. I'll get it somewhere. Read verse 17.
All right, Tobit chapter 3 and verse 17. And Raphael was sent to heal them both. That is, to scale away the whiteness of Tobit's eyes, and to give Sarah, the daughter of Raguel, for a wife to Tobias, the son of Tobit, and to bind Asmodeus, the evil spirit, because she belonged to Tobias by right of inheritance.
So all right, yeah, somebody else give me 2 and 10. Tobit chapter 2 verse 10. Right.
Come on, the book of Tobit chapter 2 and verse 10. And I knew not that there were sparrows in the wall, and mine eyes being open, the sparrows muted warm down into my eyes, and a whiteness came in my eyes, and I went to the physicians, but they helped me not. Moreover, Acharias did nourish me until I went into Elmais. Yes,
right. Yeah, I think that was I think that's about it. The birds had they down in his eyes. I believe he can't get blind. Right, that's just how I'm about it.
So
yeah, go ahead.
Quick question about the Shasta, right? The verse in chapter 3, verse 17, right? It's
Right.
talking about Tobias or Alisera, right? Was white by inheritance. What do you mean by that?
It means just what I had just explained. Tobias was the person for her. Tobias was the person.
Oh,
that
she was
was
promised to him?
no, the Lord had just give Tobias to her. That was the man for her.
Okay,
Remember, the Lord has give
yeah, for sure.
you a woman, the Lord has give the woman the man. So by inheritance, Tobias was the rightful man for her from the Lord. Right.
So I understand exactly how to explain it too. Because when I understand it properly, then I can break it down, right? So now the inheritance part is talking about because your service to the Most High and your love and your care and commitment in, you get a wife inherited to you according to your life, a woman that's fitted, as you don't say. Like that. Oh gosh. I know some important things I can't read, man.
Right. So that's so we get plain and simple. Sarah, she was a good woman. She was a good woman.
Right.
Tobias was the inheritance for her. The Lord gave Tobias. Tobias was an evil person.
Right.
So he get Tobias. She get Tobias for him. Right?
Alright.
And all them other 7 men who had died before, them, how to say it, the Lord put the Lord's in charge of everything, right? The Lord in charge of everything.
Yeah.
So that demon that was in them was meant for them to kill them out. Because they was evil bastards in the world. Right? Having women and then leaving them, being whoremongers, doing all sorts of evilness. So eventually, Sarah, she was a good person. The demon was killing them. Right? So the Lord said, by inheritance, Tobias is for you. Right? Because he is a good woman. Right? So I mean, we didn't finish verse 17 or that was it in verse 17?
No, we didn't finish verse 17, we don't?
Yeah, good.
So, alright. And to give Sarah, the daughter of Raguel, for a wife to Tobias, the son of Tobit, and to bind Asmodeus, the evil spirit, because she belonged to Tobias by right of inheritance.
Right from the Lord, go ahead.
And so, the self-same time came Tobit home and entered into his house. And Sarah, the daughter of Raguel, came down from her upper chamber.
Right. Somebody else give me Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25, verse 19. Right. And Barrett, you go to Right, yeah. Barrett, you go to Tobit chapter 4 from verse 12, right? You go hold that one, right? Yeah, somebody else give me Ecclesiasticus 25 and verse 19. Yeah, where I read it, what I want to know.
Ecclesiasticus. Alright, this is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25 and verse 19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman.
Anybody understand that? All wickedness is but little about wickedness of a woman. Anybody understand? We need to bargain it as well.
So, book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25 and verse 19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her.
Who understand that first part there? The wickedness of a woman. Anybody understand what we mean by that?
Right? All wickedness that you do with a seed. Somebody might be able to come at you, and you know what they're enemy. But a woman that's so close to your bosom, you take any time to care for her, right? Or to look out for her, and she is so that wickedness now is a different type of it's supposed to have your back. And you yourself trying to protect her on a basis, right? So
but just read the first part there, read the wickedness of the woman. Just read that first.
All wickedness, but little because fire and all that, and they say gunshot and all the different things. Them think evil, but the wickedness of a woman is more devious, it's more personal.
That's all. So okay. Remember, you don't want to confuse somebody, like say somebody hearing this for the first time. You want to tell them all them words. Just make it simple to them. Why you just read that first part there in the you see, read it over again?
So, Ecclesiastes chapter 25 and verse 19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman.
Right. So what you explain to them now, by keeping it simple, how you explain it?
All right. All the wickedness that you face outside, right? It's not to be compared with the wickedness of a woman.
Right. Meaning a woman's wickedness worse than all them other wickedness that outside. Right? So that that is it. So you're right. Right? So continue.
So let the portion of a sinner fall upon her.
Portion of a sinner fall upon her. You want to explain that or?
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
Right? So all the things she saw, that somebody who 10 times as worse as she thinks she is, let that happen to her.
Right. Okay, all good. All right. Say it over again then.
What's right? So let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. Right? So all the things she tried to do to the person or to the person, let that fall upon her. Let that happen 10 times over how much ever the Lord say, upon her, because she thinks she evil, she thinks she okay. Okay, no problem. This is your payment for what you do.
Okay, right, yes. That is it. That is it, yes. The water. Right? So now,
so like I
yeah,
said,
go ahead.
Could you also say, like if she being wicked, right? Kind of using it like the wages of sin is death, right? So you know the wages that she's going to get for being that wicked woman. You understand? It's the portion of a sinful person. So you could say it like that too.
The wages of sin is that yes, that's that's a good way to say it. Right, but this one will be more on topic because again, they don't have to die. You could use that,
right?
You could use it, but this one will be more on point. She just be wicked to the house,
right?
Evil, and in this case, Asmodeus was killing them,
right?
So I say you could use that.
But I was just kind of stepping away from the topic this time. It's in more general scope, man. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm reading again the task.
So, Ecclesiastes chapter 25 and verse 19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her.
Right? So if he is a wicked person, the Lord will send a wicked person for you. Right? The person you're with now, of course, the Lord gives you that person that you have right now. Right? The woman that has you on child support, or the woman that is put in prison, the woman that is poor on you, the woman who does be, in this case here, just killing, strangling them, killing them in violent. That is the portion from the Lord. That is the portion that the Lord gives to you. Because who you was, right? Who you was either in your past life or who you is at present, just being a whoremonger and an adulterer. That is the portion that the Lord gives to you. Right? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, so like I said, I want to find out, right? If this script here you could use, like, based on what you're saying in terms of, well, it seems to be a direct script here, like Ecclesiastes 26 and 23.
Ecclesiastes what, 26?
26 and 23. If you could use that as a precept, what would you say?
Let me hear.
In the book of Ecclesiastes 26 and 23, a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man. Right? But a godly woman is given to him that feared the Most High.
Right, yeah. That's our next good one. Right? That next good one could use water. Right?
Come on, sir.
So all right. So of course, the right. You had the scripture there, right? Right. So now, one of the worst things to come across in life is a wicked woman. Right? This scripture, of course, it was saying, the wickedness of a woman is worse than all the wickedness. Right? If it's a sinner, the Lord is going to get you a wicked woman. Right? And of course, the precept that Maka just showed us is an next precept too. Right? So go ahead, Barrett.
The book of Ecclesiastes 4 and 12.
No. Tobit 4 and 12. Tobit.
The book of Tobit
4 and verse 12. Beware of all whoredom, my son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers, and take not a strange woman to wife, which is not of thy father's tribe. For we are the children of the prophets, Noah, Abraham, and Isaac, and Jacob. Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even that they all married wives of their own kindred, and were blessed in their children, and their seed shall inherit the land.
Right. So now, Tobit, he was given his son Tobias some wise words, right? Some wise words, because he wanted his son to understand a few principal things of when he died, right? When Tobit died. So Tobit, if you read it up in 4 and verse 1, you know, Tobit was saying his son, you know, when I die, bury me, and you know, he was getting some few words now, some wise words of what he should do. All right, continue, Barrett.
Verse 15. Now therefore, my son, love thy brethren, and despise not in thy heart thy brethren, the sons and daughters of thy people.
Right, so of course, when it's love thy brethren, right? That is I think that is the second commandment, as to love thy neighbor as thyself. And Christ was saying in the New Testament that is as equal as the first commandment, right? To love thy neighbor as thyself, right? And of course, if you despise your brethren, because if you read verse 12, even going into verse 13, he was saying you have to marry your own race, marry within your own race. And if you marry outside of your race, that means you hate your brethren, you hate your sisters, you hate your own people. If you marry outside of your race. And of course, that's why King Solomon, he get punished. He married the heathen women and them. And because he married them, he ended up following their gods. And you know, their philosophies. That's why King Solomon, you know, he didn't reign forever. Right? So yeah, Barrett, go ahead, continue.
The sons and daughters of thy people, in not taking a wife of them. For in pride is destruction, and much trouble, and in lewdness is decay, and great want. For lewdness is the mother of famine.
Lewdness is the mother of famine. Where is that? Where is lewdness? I know someone could go look it up and find out where is lewdness. Who knows where is lewdness? Let's say, where is that? Lewdness is the mother of famine. Whoever had the where yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
One, obscene and vulgar.
Start again, go ahead.
So I guess some definitions here for lewdness. Sorry, one, obscene and vulgar.
Obscene and vulgar, right? Go ahead.
Sexual, unchaste, or licentious.
I think it's licentious. I think it's licentious, right? But that is the one you want. Sexually unchaste. Is that any more?
That's it.
Yeah, Barry, is there any more?
The other one is evil, wicked.
Right. Right. Sexually unchaste. Yeah, go ahead, Tazo.
So if they come here, I tell officer, I just put it on now, right?
Mm-hmm.
My next one from next later talk about what the uses of how they use it now. That's the number thing as well, right? So as you're saying, which is correct, right? Indecency for obscenity, vulgar sexual character or behavior. Like they have a use to it, right? They say the strip club has been shut down repeatedly for lewdness and public sexual acts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so yeah, that is it. So it's like moral restraint, sexually chaste, moral restraints, or sexual behavior that is wicked and evil. That's what I'm talking about with lewdness, right? So lewdness is the mother of famine, right? Lewdness, you don't have any moral restraints, or your sexual behavior is like wicked and evil. Like you go have sex with a cat or a rat or some dog, right? Or in this context here, having sex with somebody outside of your race, Chinese, a East Indian, a white man, that's what I was talking about. Lewdness is the mother of famine. And when you sleep with all these Chinese women and East Indian women, because of your lust for this thing, you go lead you into poverty. Because of your lust behind them, it will lead you into poverty. Right? Does use allure sometimes to take your money. Right? Our woman does do. Give me Ecclesiasticus again, chapter 9 and verse 2. Somebody. Ecclesiasticus chapter 9 and verse 2. Right? So because of your lust for these heathen women and them will lead you into poverty. Take your money and go. Go ahead.
The book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 9 and verse 2. Give not thy soul unto a woman to set her foot upon thy substance.
Mm-hmm. Right? So women just use their allure to take your money. Just use their beauty, just pour on all their perfume, pour on all their makeup to attract you. And when they get it, they will take your money from you. Right? Someone has actually set up men to rob them. They use their beauty. You come in the car with them, you think you're going home with them. They pull out some gun and maybe rob you. They're using their allure to attract you to take their money. Yeah. Go ahead, continue. Verse 3.
Verse 3. Meet not with an harlot, lest thou fall into a snares.
Let's say fall into their snares, right? So there's some brothers out there. Some brothers out there only attracted to harlots. They're only attracted to whores. Right? They're not attracted to an upright sister. They only want a whore. And that's why most of the times when they see an upright sister or a righteous sister, they won't know what to do. Right? And most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, that is because of watching all these pornography. Right? The pornography industry does make billions of dollars off of your lust. Right? So them getting rich, them taking your money. Right? Because of your loss. So now when you find a good woman now, you know what to do with it. Right? That's why I say lewdness is the mother of famine. Right? Okay. That is about it. Barrett. Yeah, skip to verse Michael, yeah, you can read Tobit chapter 6 from verse 14. Yeah.
Flat, yeah. Tobit 6 and 14.
Yeah.
The book of Tobit, chapter 6 and verse 14. And now I am the only son of my father, and I am afraid, lest if I go in unto her, I die.
Mm-hmm.
As the other before, for a wicked spirit loveth her.
Right, this wicked spirit love her, which is Asmodeus. He loved her. Asmodeus said, nah, you have to be lonely. Right? Loneliness is a demon. Asmodeus say, I have to be the only person for you. Nobody else. All right, go ahead.
Which hurteth nobody, but those which come unto her. Wherefore I also fear lest I die, and bring my father's and my mother's life because of me to the grave with sorrow, for they have no other son to bury them.
Right. So this was talking about Tobias now. Tobias, he was frightened to marry Sarah because of what he heard. He heard when these 7 men, right, when the men go into Mary's chamber, right, they go into the room to marry her, which is sex, and before they even do that, they die. One of them die. Right? He's the 8th person now going in onto her to try to marry her. Right? So Tobias, he was frightened. He was like, nah, if I go there, I might die too. What will happen? You understand? I was frightened. Right? Yeah. So go ahead.
Verse 15. Then the angel said unto him, Doest thou not remember the precepts which thy father gave thee, that thou shouldest marry a wife of thine own kindred? Wherefore, hear me, O my brother, for she shall be given thee to wife, and make thou no reckoning of the evil spirit, for this same night shall she be given thee in marriage.
Right, so this angel now, the angel that is healed, Gabriel. Right, it's Gabriel, right?
Raphael.
Right, Gabriel now, the angel that is healed. Raphael, Slacken. Right, Raphael. Right, he said, nah, don't worry about it. Once you go in onto her tonight, she will be your wife. Right, you have nothing to fear. Don't fear about it at all. Remember your father say marry people in your own race. So don't worry yourself. Right? We go tell you what to do to make this thing happen. Right? Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 16. And when thou shalt come into the marriage chamber, thou shalt take the ashes of perfume, and shall lay upon them some of the heart and liver of the fish, and shall make a smoke with it. Verse 17.
Right, so the angel is telling him, Tobias, what to do. So this demon, you could get rid of this demon. All right, good.
Verse 17. And the devil shall smell it and flee away, and never come again anymore. But when thou shalt come to her, rise up, both of you, and pray to the Most High, which is merciful, who will have pity on you and save you. Fear not, for she is appointed unto thee from the beginning, and thou shalt preserve her, and she shall go with thee. Moreover, I suppose that she shall bear thee children. Now when Tobias heard these things, he loved her, and his heart was effectually joined to her.
Right, so again, of course, this is not no Obi and voodoo. This is real works from the Lord. Right, the angel tell him, right, just take these the ashes of the perfume, lay it upon her with the liver of the fish, and smoke it. When the demon smell it, he go flee away. Right? Good.
Yeah, just like today, like how they use, like for example, like cod liver oil and thing to make medicine for people.
Right.
That's how they use today, so.
Right. Yeah, I think they say omega XL is how them fish oil in it. Right. So yeah, you right, Amaka. That's what I was talking about. Nothing about Obi and food. Right. This is what the angel Raphael was just telling them what to do to get rid of this demon. Right? And one thing you always have to know is do not compromise, right, with that demon that is in your woman. You can't compromise, because all hell is going to break loose, right? Because if you do what she if you do what she's telling you to do, that is game over, right? She's going to think, all right, I have only pants here. You have to listen to me because you're compromising, right? So you cannot compromise with that demon at all, right? No matter where you do it, you can't compromise, right? Like, okay, as I said before, right now the woman has a demon. Right now, the level of it, the level of violence that demon is in your woman, I don't know. Every man's supposed to know that, right? But just like how the angel gave instructions to Tobias to get rid of that demon in Sarah, right? You have to get into the I.S.U.P.K under commanded General Yahanna and follow the instructions of the men of the law of how to get rid of that demon in your woman, right? Just like how the angel did it to Tobias. Again, come in the I.S.U.P.K and we will give you the instructions on how to get rid of that demon within your wounds. All right. With that, anybody had any questions? Anybody any questions?
I guess about just know that's like when coming back to like say something like you precept and thing like with say with Joseph and Mary. So she like on the most I tell her Mary tell her the urge to go and sleep with Joseph. Right? So she already know that coming from the most already. So she gonna know that Joseph could be somebody righteous for she right. You see when like we're coming in now too bit now getting the instruction from the move side now this woman will be but they don't gonna move already demon so she now will be righteous the two bit.
Well, I'm trying to understand because that is two different things talking about there. So explain that again.
So like the people having the fear like people having the fear of the move side, right? So instead of like Mary say Mary they still like she have a mindset for somebody else.
Right? Mary had a mindset for somebody else,
right? But because of the most I telling she hey, I wait to go and deal with this person like Joseph, right? Have sex with Joseph, right? So because she came from the most side, right? She went and do it, right? And also it prophesied like it prophesied that right you'll come from you will be a son coming to, but that's saying because of the move side, right? So Mary now she get from the angels and them to go and have this the most I put that spirit and she just go and have sex with Joseph and she hesitated, right? Because of the move side, right? So the same thing now again now when Tobit now he was already frightened. He was already frightened for his life, right? But because of the move side now, and when the angels talked to him, he wasn't fearful again because of the fear of the move side, people will follow him. Yeah,
so right. So well, trying to so let me see I can understand the same because the angel talked to Tobias, he wasn't fearful.
Yeah, he wasn't fearful to go on to the woman again.
Right, and the same because the angel talked to Mary. She was what? She wasn't fearful. I'm trying to understand that part.
No, like right, say like she happened like she wasn't happened quote Joseph then, right? She didn't know Joseph at all, but because of the angel, right, and then she knew that the angel that the Messiah and thing, right? She wouldn't hesitate to change her mind. I think so. She went straight forward to meet Joseph. Right? So the same thing now again now with Tobit, right? They say like with Tobit now, right? You know why God you're reading the scripture and saying he 4 brothers gone, brothers of them gone, right? And then after now again now, so he now hesitated now to go and sleep with this woman because I said because of the law we have that the sister will keep on passing around to the other brother and thing, right? So he frightened for like, but because of the Mosai now come to him, so we have a law like one that the sister will keep on passing on to the brother, right? But now he frightened to go on the ship, but because of the Mosai now come to him and tell him, hey, go on to the girl now, everything will be okay with him, right? Because of the fear of the Mosai.
Yeah, because Tobit was a good man, the angel was talking to him, right? So that's why he didn't fear again. Right, but in terms of Mary, again, that is two different things, right? Yes, the angel did talk to her and tell her Joseph. Remember, she said she didn't know no man, so she probably didn't know who was Joseph, right? But eventually, she ended up meeting Joseph, and that's when she had these vibe of the Lord on her, she went and had sex and met Jesus Christ. Right? But it's two different things. I wouldn't compare the two of them. Right? I know if you understand.
Yeah, I know different I know two different things, but what just like you say, right? She didn't know Joseph at all, right? But just because of that is the moon side, I know too. That's like some people that's what I extra lift to say here, hey, you know what? It coming from the moon side, me tell boring to ask questions and they go on with it. And then because they love the heart of the moon side. And I say I love the moon side, they pay and get wisdom, get the knowledge, you understand it.
Yeah.
Right?
But yeah, everyone say but it was two different things. I was trying to say, but yeah. But again, Mary, she didn't know who Joseph was. She was just listening to the angel. She said, all right, well then Jesus Christ will be my son. But she didn't know who Joseph was. She didn't know no man. Right? Eventually after she met Joseph, then the vibe was on her. She had sex with Joseph to meet Christ. Right? So I don't know if you understand that.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, that's about it for everybody. Everybody, any questions? Any other questions?
I have one question about forgetting the performance for next week.
Right. No sweat. And Tazo, yeah. Tazo, your question was what again?
Was Jonah before Tobiah?
Oh, right. Well, I think I think so. But right. So that is about it, right?
Our next one, but I am not forgetting that we then put Samuel 29 and 30. What was in between there? Yeah. So.
Yeah. Right. And concerning the Sabbath day, of course, Sabbath day, Sunday was always the first day, right? And you just have some people as Paul and I will say the new moon is the Sabbath. Right? Even though I'm trying to explain to them, well, the new moon could fall on any day. They still insisting on, right? But okay, well, I'll just keep the Sabbath on any day I want to feel. I mean, can't tell them nothing again. Yeah. Right? Yeah, go ahead.
Clips up.
What I want to know is Leviticus. Because the 23rd chapter.
So I guess so for them now asking the question about the moon, but so up to Genesis 1. When the days was number before. So there's the past Genesis 1 and sorry for Genesis 2. Without reading the Bible report.
Yeah. Right. Of course, that is all because they split up in the truth.
Right.
They split also, Christ now with them, so they didn't understand. Right? That way, I think it's Matthew 7. That way, I say Matthew 7. Not everybody who's saying Lord, Lord is, saying the right thing now. The Lord will receive them. I think.
Like I said, Leviticus 23.
Yeah. Go ahead.
From what?
Yeah. Go
Book of Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feast of the Lord, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest.
Right.
And holy convocation, ye shall do no servile work therein. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings.
Right. So 6 days shall work, on the 7th day you rest. Right. Just like it. If you go back in Genesis on the 7th day. Right. Of course, yes, it wasn't a literal day, but on that 7th day, that was the day the Lord rests. Right. The Lord didn't rest on any other days. Right. But they feel the new moon is the beginning of the day. So once you have a new moon, you're saying day 1. That is what them feel. It didn't make no sense.
Like, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. Right? Yeah. Oh, all know the scripture with the same Sabbath in Matthew, right? Where they were saying the disciples was eating the corn on the Sabbath. I know for I think that is Matthew 12, I think. Or, yeah, Matthew 12 and 1. Yeah, some of you Matthew 12 and 1. Let's see. Matthew.
The book of Matthew, chapter 12 and verse 1. At that time, Jesus went on the Sabbath day through the corn, and his disciples were an hungered, and began to pluck ears of corn and to eat.
All right, they began to pluck ears of corn and to eat. So they was working. They was picking corn and they was eating. Go ahead.
Verse 2. But when the Pharisees saw it, they said unto him, Behold, thy disciples do that which is not lawful to do upon the Sabbath day.
Right. Because they're not supposed to work. Go ahead.
Verse 3. But he said unto them, Have ye not read what David did when he was an hungered, and they that were with him? Verse 4.
Right, and they that were with him, right? The religious leaders always wanted to prove Christ wrong so they could lock him up or kill him. But Christ, again, because he had the wisdom of the Lord, they couldn't do that. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 4. How he entered into the house of the Most High, and did eat the showbread, which was not lawful for him to eat.
Right, because according to our custom, you're not supposed to eat the showbread because it was just like a show, a display. Right, but only the priests, right? I think it was only the priests who eat it. Go ahead.
Neither for them which were with him, but only for the priests. Verse 5. Or have ye not read in the law how that on the Sabbath days the priests in the temple profane the Sabbath and are blameless?
Right. What do you mean by that? Anybody know what I mean by that?
Go ahead, Salaki.
Yeah, go ahead.
Salaki, if I remember correctly, the priest does carry out the work of the Lord for all the days in the temple, right? So on the Sabbath day they will be working, preparing for all the things in the temple for the service of the Most High. Right? So they will actually be working on the Sabbath, but they will be blameless because they're doing things at the Most High.
Yeah, that is it. All right, so on the Sabbath, the priest does work. So, the priest does work on the Sabbath. So why are they blameless? He's saying, if they does work, that what he's saying, right? If the priest does work, why are they blameless? They does profane the Sabbath then. So why are they blameless? Right? Yeah. Go ahead. Who goes ahead?
Come on.
Yeah, but anybody know that? Why are they blameless? If the priests and them working, why are they blameless? Mike, why are they blameless?
If I remember correctly, right? They're blameless because they're doing the service, the things that the Most High, the service of God.
Right. Because the Sabbath was made for us. So that is our job. We does work on the Sabbath. Right? That is our job. So we're going to work. Right? So yeah. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Verse 6. But I say unto you that in this place is one greater than the temple. But if he had known what this meaneth, I will have mercy and not sacrifice.
Right. So so in that verse 12 and 5, the precept for that with the showbread, that was 1 Samuel 21 and 6, where I think they gave David the showbread. Yeah, they had gave David the showbread to eat. David and his people, right? Yeah. Okay, so Christ is saying here that he is greater than the temple. Right? So Christ was greater the greatest man to walk on you. That's who Christ was. He was the greatest man to walk the face of you. He is greater than the temple. So continue.
Come on. He would have, but if he had known what this meaneth, I will have mercy and not sacrifice. He would not have condemned the guiltless.
Right, he would have not condemned the guiltless, meaning his disciples who had picked the corn. Why all of the Pharisees, who are the religious leaders, condemning the guiltless? If all had know that and understand, all that know, them and do nothing wrong from picking the corn, but the disciples ain't doing nothing wrong for picking the corn. Right? That's what Christ was saying here. If all had know that, them would have been blameless. Right? The precept for that is in Hosea 6:6. We was talking about the Lord rather have mercy. Right? The Lord would rather have mercy. The Lord don't want to punish nobody. The Lord would rather mercy than to punish somebody or to kill somebody. The Lord would rather mercy. Right? That's what Christ saying here. I will have mercy and not sacrifice. That was a precept in the Old Testament. Christ was talking about that. Hosea 6:6. Right? You know because you know that there's a lesson that has come to with mercy. Right? Once you understand that lesson has come with mercy, you know, you ain't gonna do what you're doing no more. You ain't gonna be a sinner no more. But there's a lesson that has come with mercy. And if you do get a lesson, you ain't gonna face the judgment. Once you understand that mercy, you ain't gonna face the judgment or the sacrifice. Right? The Lord doesn't want to kill. Right? He would rather have a mercy. So our next precept in Ezekiel 18:23, but you know, we could read it out the next time, right? This we know how the Sabbath, you know how the Sabbath was made for us, it wasn't made for them. Right? So yeah, nobody have no questions, right? Right? Wait, all right? No question online. All right, so yeah, well, with that, let's pass the class over to Christian Tazo.
Before we, that's one thing to say. Before we pass the class over to Christian Tazo, let's have one, right? All right. First off, I want to say. First of all, I want to say to the Commander General Yahanna, right? For leadership and brotherhood. We deal with all the schools, especially trying to be with camp, in its presence, as much as in its absence, right? I want to say to the Commander General Yahanna, right? I want to say to Captain Mashak, right? And also to the camp leader of Sagalaman. Myself, Officer McCarthy, and Officer Mike, right? We take the initiative to bring this for the school, right? And present it to the camp leader, right? This is so that when we go out in the streets, we'll be much more and better equipped to be able to, you know, reach our brothers and sisters outside. So this is just a little gift from us to the school, right? We're presenting it to you, sir. Right? You may open the door to me. Yeah, look at that. That's good. Yeah, so alright. Alright. This is a new system for the school, right? This is for moving the streets, right? This is equipped with Bluetooth, SD card, mic, cord, everything, right? Well, when we go in a little more down, I'll be able to give more insight on the engine to put it on the battery and when we out on the streets.
Right. You have to use it. Right.
Yeah. But for now, this could work in the class if brothers want to use in the class, right? But this is for when we hit the streets. You understand? And this is what we want to present to you, sir. Right?
Thank you.
Also to our ladies to come take a few of the right? So this is how much to you.
For sure, yeah. All right, go to the shop. Yeah. Cancel will do. All right. Listen. Security announcements. All right, cancel. Security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street out of New York under command of GEN.YAHANNA. New rules, brothers and sisters, when a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18 and verse 21 and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 to 10. It means 10 in Hebrew and it's pronounced ma'aishara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, gives to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation. 1 minute. There's the memorial of blowing of trumpets, the first day of the 7th month, Monday the 6th of September 2021. You can find this in Leviticus chapter 23, verses 24 to 25. All right. Remind Akem, which means brothers, and Akwatem, which means sisters, to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, wherever it is. All right. For I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If your brother wants to be a troop in the school, then needs to start wearing our black, which includes black boots, like shirts, like pants, like headband or staff, and with that we say Majef, the Panya Kodam, turn and face the east. All right. That's it. All right. So the Lord's Prayer first in the Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabashmaya. Kodash. Ayah. Shamka. Yahweh. Malapatka. Tabaa. Kadazaka. Ayah. Aisha. Ma'aratza. Kawa. Ayah. Bashmaya. Tananaw. Lakam. Da. Yawam. Wasalakanaw. Kabawatnaw. Kasalaknaw. Kabawatnaw. Walaa. Tabaaino. Walasayawat. Abba. Awshayno. Ayan. Ra. Kaya. Laka. Amalapa. Waala. Patapara. Laiwalamya. Amma.
Right, in the English, what he said was, our Father, child in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, will be done, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, give us our debts, we forgive our debtors, lead us not temptation, deliver us from evil, thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever, so be it.
All right, the blessings here in the Hebrew first. Rakata Yahweh, Wa Yahushai, Amakala, Wa Alahai, Madazabia, Alawapihana, Alawapia, Asranium, Akotzalia, Akiel, Wakwatia, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Wadaman.
Right, in English, what he says, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahushai, Michael, and the angels, Commander General, Captain, officers, troopers, and sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, thank you, so be it.
All right, this is the Hakam, the first and power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Babakashah, Tananaw, Haka, Narapa, Hakan Makala, Hakan Malawa, Haka, Slaki Haka, Lataha, Amadazaria, Haka, Lakoyo, Matthew, Haka, Arakwa, Atamala, Agarishan, Bashim Yoshai, Wadama.
In English, what we said was Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Name of Yahweh.
Name of Yahweh.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
Power to heal.
Power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of disease.
All
Power to cleanse the
Power to cleanse the
leper.
leper.
Power to raise the
Power to raise the
dead.
dead.
Power against unclean
Power against
spirits.
unclean spirits.
Cast them out.
Cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh.
Name of Yahweh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
This is the I.S.U.P.K curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and
King of
earth.
heaven.
All things living.
All things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Name of Yahweh.
Name of Yahweh.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send evils and
Send
sickness
evils and curses.
punishment and
Punishment and
destruction to the heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against
That
us.
speak against us.
Prophets.
Thy prophets.
Teachers.
The teachers.
The
princes.
The priests. The Israelite
Israelite
brothers.
brothers.
And
And the school.
Send evils and
Send evils and curses.
punishment and
punishment and destruction
to the heathen. And shake loose. Treasure of the rich of the
Treasure of the rich of Israel.
Refuse to give to the
Refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches.
Force their riches.
And then
Enter thy sanctuary.
Send evils and
Send evils and curses.
punishment and
Punishment and destruction.
to the Edomites,
To the Edomites,
the
nations,
drug dealers,
the drug dealers,
sports
sports
systems,
system,
prison
system,
systems, Planned Parenthood,
Parenthood,
all the governments of our enemies,
all the governments of our enemies,
and next synagogues and
and next synagogues and armies,
Roman Catholic
Roman Catholic Church,
Pope,
Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia,
Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation, skinheads,
Quasi-Comitazi, gay movement, lesbian, spies, because of witchcraft, NASA space program, army, navy, air force, marines, Wall Street, open up the internet, and the cable access channel, and the radio channel, convict the spirit of any of thy that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way, try to stop us from broadcasting your word throughout the planet. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro, through the earth, and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief, and the murderer. Let Yahweh, Michael, Gabriel come down with the flying saucers, and punish all the heathen that come up against us. We speak thy word, cause it to be known by all. The angels that have done that, cause it to be spread through the media, of the whole world, cause them to shake at thy call. In the name of Yahweh. Thank you.
So be it.
All right, let's prepare to bless the Israel in the Hebrew first. Yahweh.
Hashem. Yahushai.
Raknanab.
Rabaya.
Saparia. Barak. Papa. Magan.
Shigan Kelly,
Bastian
all the brothers and sisters fighting from the truth. All the brothers and sisters in the truth.
Command General Yohanna, generals, captains, officers, troopers, sisters, children, destroyed of Israel, brothers and sisters fighting to come to truth. All 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. I.S.U.P.K worldwide and their families. I.S.U.P.K Trinidad and Tobago and their families. Tisha, Zapa, Wapataza, Yapa, Tama.
Commanding General Yohanna, all the generals, all the captains, all the officers, all the troopers, all the students, all the sisters, Shamka, Kaya, Yapa, Para.
Commanding Salakia, go ahead.
Commanding
Generals, captains, officers, troopers, sisters, children, Israel.
Yapa,
Matza,
Naima,
Philip family, John family, Otto family, Alexis family. Commander General Yohanna, generals, captains, officers, troopers, students, sisters, children, the sick and the sin of Israel, have mercy upon all the destroyed of Israel, have mercy upon all our families. Next brother.
Brothers and sisters fighting on the truth.
Franco family,
Franco family,
Brown family,
Brown family,
Raphael family,
Raphael family,
Michael family,
Michael family,
Zion,
Wesleyan,
Daniela,
Amelia, Sheila, Nima, Khadija, and Ireland.
All brothers and sisters in the I.S.U.P.K.
All brothers and sisters in
I.S.U.P.K. Global.
I.S.U.P.K. Global.
I'm with you and destroyed Israel.
I'm with you and destroyed Israel.
Take care of the sick of Israel.
Take care of the sick of Israel.
Sabawa,
Alicia,
Aliyah,
Joyce,
Natwell.
Bashim Yahushai.
Bashim Yahushai.
Tawadama.
Right? In the English, how they say was Lord.
Lord.
Name of Yahushua.
Name of Yahushua.
Bless us.
Bless us.
And Israel.
And Israel.
And
the school.
Bless.
Bless.
Heal.
Shield.
Protect our
Protect
boys.
our boys.
Name of Yahushua.
Name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
So be it.
All right, Brother Visual, sir. You're going to give a criticism to the teacher. Brother Visual, I imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Rakta.
How about Shimon Shabbat? Come.
Yatimata. Sir, turn. Going to give sisters online a criticism. Brother Visual, I imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak.
Yahweh Shema Hashem Yahushai.
Yatimata. Dismiss.
Yeah, what's that Christ? The one class. Yeah, what's that Christ? So like, can I touch you on the